So today I'm going to talk about how to build a very big chest using the bench press, and also I'm going to give you different exercises to actually implement in your training program to add a little bit more chest growth. So let's start. A little bit of pec balance first. I believe I have a decent size chest, but I'm still working on it. So let's start. A lot of people, they start with chest development, and some people actually text me to ask for chest development advice, and I just decided to make a video about it, to be honest. So I hope that you enjoy this video. So before I start, please subscribe to my channel, leave a like, also leave a comment down below, help my channel grow. And yeah, let's just start. So, how do you use the bench press to build a very big chest? I would say the bench press is, if not like the best, it's top 3, like top 2 actually. But I believe the bench press is the best chest exercise. Let me explain why. Obviously, a lot of people, they start to build a big chest using the bench press because they actually don't know how to bench press correctly. Meaning, now a few mistakes that people make. First, they do partials. For example, a lot of people usually skip the top of the bench press and they just do something like this. Now, when you're doing partials, usually not doing the 4-inch motion leaves a lot of untrained muscle fibers, and when you have a lot of untrained muscle fibers, you're only growing like a portion of the chest muscle fibers, so your growth is going to slow down like a lot. And the same can be said for people that skip the bottom, and that's even worse, to be honest. They do that. They feel like going all the way down is somehow unnecessary and might lead to injuries. But believe me, when you avoid doing the 4-inch motion, this is what leads to actually injuring your chest there, like chest tears, and it's just not fun. Just not fun. Like, now, I never got like serious injuries, and I wish that I'll never like get any injuries, hopefully. But you have to be smart. We have to be smart. So usually when you're not doing the 4-inch motion, you're leaving a lot of chest gains on the table. So what to do instead is to actually start doing the 4-inch motion. You can check out my chest workout videos where I demonstrate how to perform the bench press. But usually when you rack the barbell, you have to go all the way down and then you lift the weight up and you don't do partials. So another mistake that a lot of people make is that if they're doing the 4-inch motion, they usually touch and go, like they bounce the barbell off their chest. I believe, first of all, it's a little bit safer compared to partials, but again, I'm not a big fan, because usually when you bounce the barbell or it's a very soft touch and go, usually you're using some momentum. Even if it's a soft touch and go, you use a little bit of momentum, meaning the chest has to work like less. If you actually pause on your chest for a second or even half a second, you're moving, like completely eliminating momentum. And when you do that, your chest has to work harder to lift that weight. Like the starting position is a lot harder, a lot more challenging for your chest. So you're actually engaging more chest fibers, and you're actually working the upper short muscle fibers, also known as the fast twitch muscle fibers. That's something very important for muscle growth stimulation, because a lot of people, they actually, when they're doing stuff like partials and just using a lot of momentum, they don't really work the fast twitch muscle fibers. And to be honest, these muscle fibers, they're the only muscle fibers capable of size. Like, the fast twitch muscle fibers are the reason why you get that like size. When we talk about muscle growth, we mean the fast twitch muscle fibers. The slow twitch muscle fibers are mainly endurance oriented, so you're not really getting that size. Usually people that focus too much on endurance, meaning they don't use weights, they don't have the muscle mass, obviously, it makes sense. So that's why for chest training I'm going to recommend to be in that 8 to 12 rep range, 8 to 12 rep range, maybe even 10 to 12, 10 to 15, but that's kind of a broad rep range. I would say try to be in that 10 to 12 rep range on most of your sets. Now if you do a little bit more or a little bit less, that's fine, but you have to be in that rep range, basically to ensure like enough tension put on the muscle, meaning you need to have enough weight to actually stress the muscles. They have to lift that weight, so that's causing a lot of stress, and your body is trying to actually avoid further injuries by growing the muscles. So yeah, so I covered the full range of motion, not doing partials, the pulse on your chest, very important. Also, now let's talk about the grip. That's going to be a very detailed video talking about the building the chest with the bench press. I see a lot of people, they use like way too ultra wide grip. That's working more shoulders, less chest. You have to be in that like medium grip, to be honest. And that's from personal experience too. I used to do like very wide grip. Well, it's not too wide, but my pointer fingers were on the rings, and I feel a lot of like side delt. My side delts, they get pumped up. Like, I thought to myself, that doesn't make sense. What's happening? Maybe the bench press is like great, just upper body builder, and it is, but I just know that it's mainly chest, rondels and triceps. Why are my side delts getting pumped up? And yeah, it just makes sense. When you go ultra wide, side delts are going to do some work too. And you have to be like that medium grip, like not ultra narrow, not ultra wide, but like medium. So usually your forearms and your elbows, like, you have to be like this, not this. I mean, imagine holding the barbell. When you're using a very narrow grip, it's going to look like your forearms are inside, or if you use a ultra wide grip, they're going to be outside. Our goal is to be like perfectly, like forearms, they have to be perfectly aligned with our elbows, and that's when we use like the perfect grip for our chest. That's when our chest is the most powerful in that position, so we can actually move more weight with the chest. So if you have a weak chest, maybe this exercise is going to be a little bit weaker, but keep doing that variation to improve the chest. So yeah, you're going to be in that most powerful position for your chest. And if you have a very big chest, you're going to see that you're way stronger using the medium grip. So what else? Well, A lot of people, they focus too much on machines, that's fine, but I believe getting that stretch using the slightly wider grip helps a lot. But again, it's mainly about the lifting part. That's what's going to grow the muscles. So another extra exercise I like to do chest flies. Chest flies, I usually stick to the flat bench chest fly. A lot of people, they like to do machine chest flies, that's fine. They like to do the crossover, that's again fine. Again, that's perfectly fine. I just like the dumbbells because I can get that deep stretch and then I finish with the movement. But I like cables because they have tension on top, like the top of the range of motion. With dumbbells you don't really have that, but I would say you get like a deeper stretch. On the standing crossover, now it depends. It depends on the cable station you're using, but some are perfect and they allow like a very deep stretch and like 100% tension all through the range of motion. Some cable stations, they don't allow like the stretch because of the machine. Obviously, if you're like very wide, you won't be able to get that deep stretch, but at least you can combine two chest fly movements like the flat bench dumbbell chest fly and a standing crossover, and you're going to get the benefits of the two exercises, the stretch and the tension right here. And you don't have to worry about the lower and mid chest, to be honest, because the mid chest, yes, there are fibers there, but the two main chest muscles are the upper chest and the lower chest. The middle chest does not exist, but obviously there are the middle chest fibers, but there's nothing to worry about. If you're doing the flat bench, that works the lower and the mid chest fibers, so nothing to worry about. No need to overthink that. Also, a lot of people, they usually hold on when doing the bench press, and I would say don't go to failure. Obviously don't train to failure, that's dangerous on the bench press, but try to actually make sure that the last few reps feel more challenging. When you do that, you're really going to ensure like maximum growth stimulation in the chest, because you're actually, the closer you take the set to failure, again, training to failure is not necessary. I believe training to failure is actually worse for gains in the long term and in the short term, and might lead to injuries, so it's not something that I'm going to recommend, but try to train a little bit harder, because when you take the set close to failure, that's when the fast twitch muscle fibers kick in and they fatigue fairly quickly, and that's when you're going to see that size difference that you're going to gain. Another extra tip, this is a bonus tip, because a lot of people miss that point, is that when trying to build very big muscles, not just chest, you actually need to get bigger. And both people said that in the past, like Rich Piana for example, he always said that in order to get big, you need to eat more, gain size, but you have to gain body weight. So if you're 150 pounds right now, get to 180 pounds. Like in a few years, I want you to get to 180 pounds. It might take you a few years, but let's say in the first year you gain 10 pounds, 10 to 12, 15 pounds, you get to from 160 to 175 pounds, and then the second year you get to 185 pounds. Third year you slow down a little bit, maybe do a cut, and you get to 190 pounds. But you get the idea, And let me ask you a question. Who is going to have like more muscle? A lifter that weighs 170 pounds or a lifter that weighs 200 pounds at the same height? Approximately the same height, approximately the same body fat percentage. In the comments down below, answer that question. So yeah, that's all I can say, to be honest. Just gave you everything that I can think of right now. To end this video, again, please subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment down below. I also offer custom videos, custom training programs, online personal training, online chat or video consultations. That's up to you. More information in the description. I'm going to leave my email and my Instagram too, where you can contact me. Again, thanks for watching.